right? The big 3-0. I don't know if you remember it because it was so long ago, right?
It was last year.
Okay, 6 years ago.
Yo.
What up, what up?
What up, co-workers?
What's good, co-workers? Welcome back to the We Outside of... Welcome back to the We Outside After Work podcast.
I missed it. It's been a minute.
Yeah, we haven't recorded this in like 2 weeks.
Well, we haven't recorded in studio in
a month.
2 months.
1 month.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm a little off, but what's up, guys? Thank you for joining us. And how are you, Aaron?
I'm doing good. By the way, I'm your host, Aaron.
Your favorite.
Your favorite. Yeah. She know y'all love me more than her. It's all good.
Okay.
And this is my favorite co-worker and co-host, Dana, in the building.
Thank you.
A special day here at the We Outside After Work podcast where we are celebrating Dana's 30th birthday. Whoop, whoop.
Yes, I'm officially 30.
Shout out to you. I'll be 30 in November.
Okay.
Yeah.
30 for the 6th time?
For the 6th time. Thank you for keeping count.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we're going to get into like just the feelings of being 30 and the emotions, because I think a lot of the 90s babies, we are getting over that hump, especially the 94s. So this is the year that we turn the big 3-0. So I'm going to be the first to talk about it. But before we get there, we're going to do something a little different, and we're actually going to do our icebreaker instead of our check-in.
Yep.
So what's the first icebreaker question?
Would you ever go on a nudity cruise?
Okay, so... guys, I just came off the Voyages cruise, and it was phenomenal.
Shout out to Virgin Voyages.
Shout out to them. Nice. It was nice. And shout out to Aaron, because you went for your 34th birthday.
No.
Oh, you just went?
Yeah.
Okay, you just went to go. But it looked
10-year celebration with me and Ashima. We went to the Virgin Voyages.
Okay, yeah. But it looked like a great time. Mm-hmm. And because I've always wanted to do a cruise at some point in my life, I'm like, let me do it for the big 3-0. And I just saw your stuff and I was like, okay, this is the one. And
I really wish that I could have went. Unfortunately, Jaden had a basketball event at the same time.
Did he win?
He did. He did phenomenal. But not that I would have rather have been in the sunny sands and the beautiful skies and the
Bahamas, Dominican Republic. I got sunburn on my chest. I woke up with blisters this morning, so I had to put aloe. They weren't itching. They were just like feeling like they were burning.
You know, I never got sunburned before.
Okay.
It must be a melanated thing, you know.
It's not.
Well, you know, because I have melanin, so, you know, I'm able to absorb
I know dark-skinned people who got sunburn on the trip, and they got sunburn on their nose, and it was peeling. So, yes, it's not just because of my skin color.
Okay.
Yes. So, no, but it was a great time. It was adults only. So,
which is a very important aspect of it.
Yes. And before getting on the cruise, I didn't know it was going to be so big. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know why I thought it was going to be a smaller ship since it was only adults. But there was just so much stuff to do. They had live shows. They had just like a plethora of things for the day on the ship. And then off the ship, we went to... Wait, let me get back to the question because I'm going in on the
cruise. Okay, you can go in on the cruise. We'll
because I had a fucking amazing time.
We'll get back to it. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So
talk your shit.
Yeah, first we arrived in Dominican Republic, and then we sailed the next day, and then we went to Bimini, Bahamas. So beautiful. First time ever being in the Bahamas. I went to DR 2017. Wasn't the best experience, so this time around was way better. But yeah, it was beautiful.
What was your favorite takeaway from your time?
My favorite takeaway would be just being out at sea during the day.
Oh, you like being at sea?
I did. Like during the day, it was so beautiful and relaxing because it was amazing weather. The sun was out the entire time. But at night, the first night when I opened the balcony doors, because we had a balcony.
She got money.
It was horrifying. Like, just being at sea in the pitch black, I was scared. I was like, I can't look outside. Like, I cannot think I'm just in the middle of the ocean. But then after the days went by, like, I felt much more relaxed.
It's very serene. That's the word I use. Like it's just calming. Now, for some people, they have like motion sickness and different
Yeah,
things.
you have the patches.
The bright side for anybody who do want to just go on a Virgin Voyages cruise, they have a different mechanism of the boat where you get a lot less rocking. So if you experience another cruise, do be mindful that every cruise ship ain't built like a Virgin Voyage.
Right.
The small thing like not having the kids, because you've never been on a cruise, right?
No.
Kids everywhere, running around, ice cream,
I can imagine.
dropping soda,
just yelling,
just in the way, right?
Yeah.
In the pool. So it's like it felt so good to just have an adult experience.
It was so quiet. Like, you knew people were having a great time and, like, you know, talking, but it was just so quiet and peaceful. People had their drink, wasn't doing too much, conversing with everyone and just trying to network or whatever the case and just have a good time. But
that
for
was the
me,
party. Sorry.
No, I'm gonna answer the question. So the party that I thought was the best was the Scarlet Night. I missed the pajama party because I fell asleep super fucking early. I was traveling like all day, so yeah. But the Scarlet Night party was lit. It's like on the top deck and
Did you jump in the water?
You know why though? So on the flight there, and also just in like different dining areas, you just heard people coughing and sneezing. So for me, like the pools was like a cesspool of germs.
That's why they put chlorine in the pool.
I don't care. Like I was like, I'm gonna put my feet in, but I'm not putting my body in this water.
Okay.
Yeah. So Scarlet Night was lit. Yeah, but to get back to the question, would I ever go on a nudity cruise? I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I heard that the Virgin Voyages cruise, the top deck, allegedly had like a nude topless section, which is false because no one was nude. Like, people had their clothes on. But if it was an option, like, I would go on it.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't want to go on a new cruise personally. I don't.
What if they had like a section?
I don't want to be around men. You know, I don't mind women being topless, but I don't want to see old balls.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Adam Sandler's voice. Like, I don't want to be around people that's just so willy-nilly. And it's usually old men that don't have fuck to give, and they got money to spend. So you can look at them like one of those Greek statues with the balls out. I'm good on that.
Have you ever been to a nude beach?
No.
Okay. Sandy Hook has a nude beach section. Yeah. I went there one time, and you're right. All you saw was like the old men balls just out. So yeah, it was a lot.
As a grower, not a shower, I would rather, you know, protect my investments. You know, I don't need everybody all up in my shit. You feel me? But it's also a very well-known swingers cruise. So how would you handle? From what I've heard,
I didn't know that.
How would you handle, or did you handle any swingers? It doesn't seem like you had any experience with them.
I think I got exposed to them, but because of the response I gave, they wasn't really fucking with me. So there was this one couple, because there's a restaurant on the ship called Gun Bay. So this is this is a Korean barbecue. They play the number game, which I won.
I won it too.
Did you really? Yeah, but that was so fun. So basically, just to let y'all know the game, is you have to skip 3, 6, and 9, right? And it's a table of like 8 people because you're with other couples and it's a round table. So the first person starts with it's like 1, 2. You say 1, 2, clap. 3, 4, clap. Yeah, like that, and you just keep going until there's nobody left. And then the person who loses, like, they have to take a shot of the sake. So I went around and I won all the rounds, and then they were like, you have to take 2 shots, which I didn't know. I was like, shit.
I got an old bottle.
Did you? To keep?
Yep.
Oh, damn. They didn't give me that. Yeah.
They like me better.
Probably. But there was a couple sitting next to me, this older white couple, and they were just saying how they travel so much and they've been to Hawaii, and they were talking about just different places within the U.S. that was like the best place to go. And the wife, she kept like whispering in my ear and like touching on me, like just being real, like
were
friendly.
They white?
Yes, they were a white older couple.
White people like touching people.
But it was very like invasive a bit. And yeah, like I didn't really like it too much, and like there were times where she was talking and I was trying to ignore her, so I think she picked up on that. Was like, yeah, no, she's not the one for tonight.
Yeah, my experience, it was a bunch of black girls. I had went to just get a drink. Now Shima had went to sleep, and it was like a group of like 4 or 5 of them, and being a black man on the cruise ship, you know, it's a lot of singles.
Looking, yeah.
It's a lot of singles. So I was like, you know what? Tunnel vision. I'm just go do what I got to do and get back. As soon as I ordered my drink, hey, who you here with? What you doing?
Really?
What's up?
How old were they? Like auntie age?
It was a mix. The one girl, she turned 21. She was on a boat celebrating her birthday. But she was with her mother, her aunt, and her cousin. So it was like, I'm like, you know what? I got a podcast. If you want to follow, we outside at work. They probably following right now. So listen, if y'all following,
shout out to y'all.
Shout out to y'all. But I was like, nah, I'm not getting caught up. She threw me off this fucking boat.
Yeah, there was another experience last year for my birthday when I went to Jamaica. Did I ever tell you this story? There was this couple, this younger couple that we met one day at the resort pool. Another adults only, all inclusive, which you missed.
I did. I miss everything. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yeah. So all my friends, we were hanging out at the pool, and this couple comes over to us, and they're kind of just like, I think they were feeling everybody out because it was a mixture of like guys and girls in my friend group. So they was talking to everybody. They get to me, and the girlfriend, I think she was the wife actually. But she gets to talking about astrology and like
all the shit that you
like. The shit that I'm into. Yeah, like zodiac signs. So I'm like connecting with her, and we all had a few drinks or whatever. So now she's like asking me for my number, which I give her because she's like, yeah, we want to like meet up with you guys later, see what y'all are doing. Didn't think nothing of it. So then fast forward to we're in the room and we're just getting ready for the night. And the wife, she's like sending me pictures.
What kind of pictures?
Of like her and her husband. Like just regular pictures. Like nothing, not nothing explicit.
Who about to say, let me see?
No, she's been blocked for like a year at this point. But it's literally just like them like hugged up, like a couple pictures in the mirror. And she's sending me like 5 of them. And I'm like, why the fuck is she sending me pictures of them? This is weird. So then I tell my friends, they're like, Dana, like they're trying to get you with them. So I instantly like put it all together. I'm like, yeah, nah, like I'm good.
Let me give a disclaimer to our co-workers, right? The easiest way to have a threesome is with the woman's permission.
Yeah,
so
I heard that.
If the woman is going out of her way to find that third, he ain't gonna say shit. He gonna sit back and relax because she's gonna do all the work.
Yeah, so that's the vibe that I got. We ended up seeing them later that night at an all-white party, and I felt like they were like looking for me. So they found me and my group, and then they were like, "What are you guys getting into?" Just being like that kind of vibe. And we always kind of like, we need to ditch them because we could tell they're trying to like coerce you into some extracurricular activities, and I just was not down for it. So,
hell no! Yeah, but that brings me into my next question. So, like, let's say that husband was the one that initiated that kind of conversation with you, and she wasn't aware of it, right? And all of a sudden, his wife wanted to hit you up and be mad at you because you about to potentially sleep with her man when he's the one that's doing wrong.
Yeah.
Why do significant others or wives or husbands do that when it comes to a cheating spouse? Why don't they address their spouse and not address the person that they cheating on with?
I think I would ask the same question because for me, it doesn't make sense. Like it goes back to that scenario where even if you're not married, where women find out that their boyfriend is cheating on them with multiple women, see the evidence in the DMs or text messages, and instantly want to fight the other girl, right? Like they're like, "Where you at? Like leave my man alone." Like just doing the most. We'll cry, but then we'll cook him dinner in like a couple hours, and like nothing happened. So for me, it doesn't make sense because, like, we don't have any commitment to any of them in any way, shape, or form. So if I was that kind of woman where, like, I would talk to a guy who was married, I would think it would be his fault, not me.
Yeah, I agree. I've always been that person. Like, I would watch Jerry Springer. And they would come out and they'd be ready to fight the girl.
Did you like Jerry Springer?
I love Jerry Springer. You know, we used to stay home from school on purpose. Well, we are also born in the 2000s.
Girl, 94.
My bad, close enough. But it never made sense to me. Like, why am I coming out here being all aggressive towards this person that's the recipient of the cheating and not the person that's dishing out the cheating? Like, if you want to go beat somebody up, beat up that nigga. Like, at the same time, it is some nuance involved. If we are friends and you know that that's my man or my girl or whatever the case may be, then yeah, I can get it. Like, you should have known better. But if I don't have no, like you said, no commitment to you,
yeah, no ties.
What are you coming at me for? Like, I probably didn't even know he had a wife.
Right.
Now you're telling me you're coming in my inbox as a woman. Like,
don't ever come to me as a woman. I'm deleting it. Like,
or I'm not entertaining it.
I'm not either.
Or I'm the type of person, you come in my inbox on some shit like that, now I'm gonna fuck your wife in your kid's bed. And
so
I'm gonna send you a video.
You'll do it on purpose.
Absolutely.
As like,
absolutely.
Damn.
Because why are you addressing me?
Yeah.
We're not friends. We're not cool. I don't know you. I don't know what you got going on. Don't address
So then my question would be like, where does it stem from? I think it comes from, I don't even want to say insecurity. I just think they would much rather try to make it seem like they're fighting for their relationship in that way rather than leave, because there is a comfortability there. However long they were together with the person, they don't leave until it's like maybe the 5th or 6th time that it happened, maybe. But yeah, I just think people get so comfortable and so scared of like the unknown and like a new person. If there's a new person, I'll never find this type of love again. Like that kind of conversation. This might sound a little cold-hearted, but it's just very weak-minded to me. Like when someone is doing you dirty, it's clear as day, and your reason for staying is, I'll never find this love again. Like, this shit ain't really love, it's toxic. And is this what you want?
I'm a slightly disagree, and I don't have reasons for disagreeing. I just recognize that I've seen too many examples of people sticking by some bullshit to argue it. It's
more common than not, which is crazy.
I also think if you and me are in a relationship and you cheat on me, I get in a lot more trouble if I beat you up. So if you hurt me and I want to reciprocate,
and don't use me as an excuse. I mean, as an example.
I'm sorry, it's just us two in the building. So
and Mara,
I would rather not get into an altercation with a woman when I can get into an altercation with a man. That's how I see a lot of these situations go. Just like a woman.
That is true.
I can't beat you in a fight, even though I want to beat you up. I want to punch you. I want to stab you. I might even want to shoot you. But I can go to this woman and I can take out my frustrations on her because she's the catalyst of my frustrations. And so that's why I see a lot of it happening.
It does happen, very common, but again, I do think it goes back to it being very weak-minded. And usually in those domestic violence relationships, and it does stem from the men putting their hands on the woman.
Or vice versa.
It can happen either way, but I'm just saying it's more common when it's the guy doing it. But for the woman, like just from what I've seen and like different people that I know that's been through this, like it comes from a level of them feeling like they're not enough, or it's like they don't have the person that they want, right? So they're going to take their frustration out on the person who's close.
Listen, I had a really weird situation that happened probably like a month ago. Now, nobody uses Snapchat, right? I don't remember the last time.
To me, if you use Snapchat and you're trying to talk to me, like, that's a deal breaker.
It's a red flag.
That's a deal breaker.
You know, I used to do like Monday motivations and different things like that. So I guess it was some things in this girl's inbox from like way long ago. And this dude must have been going through her Snapchat. I haven't spoken to...
How do you do that? Like, saved?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know this woman. Personally, I've never met her, nothing like that. And he was like, yo, why are you talking to my girl? I said, who?
Yeah.
And he was like, I know where you work. I see your location. Is this the one that you work at? And all my location is on Snapchat. So I'm like, oh,
wow.
shit.
So he was going to pull up on you.
I don't know if he was going to pull up on me, but he started talking crazy. He ended up sending me pictures of caskets, like which one you like. What? I'm like, yo, what the fuck? No, hey, listen, bro.
Oh, that was different.
Yeah, I don't know what you on, because, you know, I'm a silly nigga. So I'm like, man.
You're thinking it's a joke?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's a joke. I'm over here playing with him and shit. And then he over here sending caskets. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna block you, bro.
Yeah,
like, I'm not a blocker.
Serious.
That's not what I do. But this nigga over here sending caskets, talking about...
you gotta be a different level of crazy.
And that's the thing. Like, I think sex drives people into craziness. I don't even think it's love. I think it's the absence of this is the sex that you're getting, and you don't want to lose that. So
I don't think it's just sex though. I think there's a lot of different ties.
That thing was
tight. Okay, so maybe in that situation it might have been, but like for the most part, I don't think it's only sex that will keep someone in such a crazy situation. Like there's either also children, right? Like children does change things where like you don't want your children's lives to be changed so much, or like you're going through a divorce or whatever the case. And speaking of divorces, because we kind of touched about this prior to we recorded, the big controversy was the couple Clay and AD. Like they were the black couple and they both looked really good together and they seemed like they were so in love. But ultimately, so at the end of Love is Blind, the couples, they can decide if they want to stay married or get divorced. So Clay decided he wanted to get a divorce and AD wanted to stay married to him. But you end up finding out that his parents got divorced and that like his father was cheating on the mom and all this other shit. And his whole justification was, my dad, he had women and he wasn't faithful to my mom, like kind of making it seem like he would do that to AD if they were to get married. So I do think just like seeing relationships between your parents, that does shape your future relationship of like who you end up being with.
At the end of the day, make everything about tabula rasa. You know what that means?
Explain it.
It means a clean slate. Stop basing your relationships, even your last relationship, your next relationship, your parents' relationship, the TV relationship that you have couples goals with. Stop basing your relationships off of those.
I hate a couple goals.
Every single experience that you have with a human needs to be a brand new experience. Like when I met Dana, it was not about, she reminds me of that other light-skinned girl that gets sunburned when she go to the Caribbean. I would never do that.
What the fuck? Whatever. Okay, let's get into these topics. Okay, so yes, turning 30, right? The big 3-0. I don't know if you remember it because it was so long ago, right?
It was last year.
Okay, 6 years ago. But like I just wanted to talk about like if it felt different and are there any social constructs so I feel like I need to live up to at this age. I would say I don't feel different as far as like...
I mean, it just started.
It did just start, right? But I think mentally I've been evolved for the past few years, which does go back to like spending time with myself and like being more self-aware and XYZ and all of those great things. But I don't think 30 really like changed much. Like for me, it's just more of continuing to be that better version of myself and like pursuing the things that I want to do as far as like my career, my side hustles, this podcast. When it comes to like family dynamic, I do think like as a social construct, it is a thing where like women are supposed to be pregnant and have like children, biological clocks, and they need to have a partner, right? Like you're supposed to get married and all of that. But I don't feel pressure like yet, or I don't think like it's gonna come just because like I know I want to take my time. Like I don't want to rush into a situation where like I feel like because I'm 30, I need to like find anybody to have a kid if I wanted a kid.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest things about maturity from an age perspective is your physical maturity. Like gaining weight and metabolism slowing down and exhaustion. And we talked about it on the podcast a couple months back about being washed and that feeling.
You did. I said it's a mindset.
Okay. And when that clock went back, and you woke up this morning, and you're like, God damn.
Yeah, I would like to sleep on my couch.
God
for like
damn.
You
gonna take that time.
Yeah.
Because right now is the transition period into understanding what real adulthood is. Because in your 20s, it was introductory. Right? It was like getting to know the work life, getting to know the adult
like finding
life.
Your foundation.
Finding your footing.
Yeah.
But now 30 is real. Like, it's real for every last one of us. It's no longer relying on mom and dad. Even if you have mom and dad in your life who can help you.
For years.
But now it's like, you got shit to do.
Yeah.
Like, you can't keep looking at life like it's just going to eventually come and swoop you up in a wave. Like, nah, you just gotta go.
I think you can't be so, like, you can still be a free spirit, right? But I do think you're just more, like, you think you're supposed to at least, like, think things through as far as, like, long term and your decision making and how this will shape the next few years of my life.
If I'm looking at 30 in a novel, this is like the meat, the plot of your life. Like, a lot of your direction and decisions that's going to happen for the rest of your life is going to happen in the next 10 years. And it's going to happen fast so that the rest of your life can slow down. Because by the time you get in your 40s, you've already established who you are. You already know what direction you're going to go. You're not looking at a career change when you're 40, right? But if you're like 30, 35, you might exercise some different things because you still have that youthful exuberance where you still feel like you can go. But after a while, that time is ticking.
Yeah.
Like, I can't keep making rash decisions. I got to make life decisions.
Because we only get a certain amount of time on this physical plane, right? Because
for a good time,
I do feel like when we pass, our energy does go to different places. Like, I don't think we just, like, it's just all black and it's the end and the end all be all. Like, I do think it transitions into different things. So, like, these next few years or these next 10 to 20 years, I do just plan on making it the best because now I have, like, the finances. Like, I feel more secure in the things and the stuff I planted in my 20s. So now I can really just, like, flourish and enjoy that. So reasons why I'm traveling more this year. Got a new puppy, Honey. And, yeah, I'm just, like, enjoying the moment more and just being more, like, present. Because also, too, like, your parents are getting older. Family members are getting older. So for me, it's like the time you're spending with older relatives is rare. So you should take advantage of that.
And not only are they getting older, but also the kids in your family is getting older.
Oh, yeah. My cousin, she graduates high school this year.
And what that does is that creates a weird, like, auntie or uncle. Even if you're not somebody's auntie or uncle, but you're an expectation, right? You're a visual of what our family standard looks like. So people always make fun of it on the internet, like, oh, I'm gonna be the rich auntie, something like that, right? It's a reason that that's a thing, because that woman is setting a blueprint for what you can strive to be like. It doesn't have anything to do with you having or not having kids, right? It has something to do with, hey, this is a positive female factor in my life as a young girl growing up within this family. That is so important, just same as a positive black male figure. So as we get older in our 30s, it's our chance to really establish us as positive influences in these kids' lives.
And I agree, yes. So just to piggyback off what you just said, my little cousin, shout out to Zandria. She is graduating high school in June, and she already applied to her colleges and all of that. One thing that I was very proud of was 2 summers ago, because every summer I like to just, like, have her visit me outside of the New York environment just to, like, experience the beach. And I took her to Kane University.
Coney Island is a beach. Never mind.
Coney Island? When was the last time you went to Coney Island? That shit is trash.
What? No.
But yeah. So anyway, she applied to all of her colleges the end of last year. And I was very proud because a couple weeks ago, actually when I was on my birthday trip, she texted me and was like, I got accepted to your college, Kane University. So I was surprised because I'm like, wow, I didn't know that college visit during the one time that you came to visit me would be that much of an impact, where you wanted to apply to the same school I went to. So I was a proud auntie / second cousin. So yeah, shout out to her.
And shout out to you, right? I just had a recent conversation with a pastor, Miss James, and she told me that in life, she's a counselor also. She told me that in life you have to have 5 people that you can go to, that you can talk to, that's going to give you positive motivation and help you with guidance and direction. And you're clearly one of those people for her. So don't stop that. You know, clearly you're showing her things that other people might not have shown her. She might not have ever heard of Kane University. The same way like my cousin Justin. I would have never went to Kane University if it wasn't for him. Like, you need those people in your life. It's going to push you forward to truly establish some value for you.
Yes. But I think it also is how they see you, right? Like, they see the person that you are and they want to emulate that. And maybe you saw something in Justin at the time that made you be like...
Oh, he wasn't shit. Love
that
him to
made you
death.
be
He was
like,
on some bullshit.
damn, he's at King University. But like, for my cousin at least, I do think she sees just like the stuff that I'm doing with my life, because she follows me on Instagram and she sees the traveling. She was like, why didn't you take me when I posted my birthday trip? First of all, you have to be
like
over
14.
You have to be over 21 to even get on the ship. So she just turned 18.
I think 18 was... I think it could be 18.
It's 21.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 21. But yeah, I do think like there's a lot of stuff that she is admiring that she hasn't really seen in my family or could really like relate to and want to be that. So yeah, I do feel very proud in that moment to be that for her.
Well, you put on this outline about value, and I want to ask the specific question so you can answer it. And you said, what do I truly value in life? And how can I align my actions more closely with those values? So tell me about that.
Okay. So things that I value is definitely my time. Like we just said, like the time now is really speeding up and you're getting closer to the end rather than the other way around. So I would say just time and like who I'm giving that time to and just the places that I'm going in this time. Also family relationships. I would say job too.
Yes.
Because I do think very, very stressful work environments do make you age, right? And stress causes other health issues like high blood pressure. Yeah.
They be 38 with wrinkles everywhere.
I don't want to, but yeah, they look crazy. So I think like just making sure that I'm in environments that I think I can handle mentally, that's not stressing me to the point where I feel like I'm about to break down.
Yes.
So those are some values. What are some of your values?
I'm going to steal a little bit of your answer because time is of the essence, right?
Yes.
I even left my job recently and I'm transitioning to a new job. I actually start tomorrow.
Oh, congratulations.
Because, I didn't get a chance to start. It's okay.
Yeah.
Because time is so important, right? With a young child, a toddler, growing every second of the day, you just don't want to miss too much of those moments. And then with my time with Jaden, as he's transitioning into just bigger opportunities and high school coming soon, it's like you don't want to miss out on that. And for somebody that's so passionate about my family in general, not just my children, it's like I don't want to miss out on it. I just celebrated my grandfather's 81st birthday. I'm pretty sure he's going to watch this. Because him and his sister was watching the podcast during the party.
Really? Which episode?
The one when I just posted about the relationships relinquishing control.
Oh.
I'm like, don't start talking to me about it. But it's like, just to see him in those moments where he's just able to smile. And he's just able to talk. And he's just able to enjoy his presence and his family. Like, that was so important. We actually spent some time in a casino.
I saw that picture.
Because he ended up going to play the horses. Now, one thing about me, I don't know nothing about no horses.
I don't know what that is.
So
is that
it's
a
like
card game?
Watching the horse races.
Okay.
So I came in the casino with a mentality. I'm like, yo, I keep seeing my number. And I know how Dana feels about angel numbers. So I'm like, I keep seeing my number. So I'm like, I got to play it.
Yes.
So when I get there, the unfortunate part is I couldn't play it because the 8 is my favorite number. It was out of the race. Okay. So I'm like, you know what? I'm here for you, though. It's your birthday. His birthday is March the 6th. Okay. He's turning 81. So I said, I'm just playing the 3, 6, and a 1. And then I'm like, you know what? Nashima's favorite numbers is 2. Let me just add the 2.
Yeah.
Came out, boom, 3, 6, 2, and a 1.
Okay, so you won. Hey. Yeah. No,
so he ended up having a really good birthday. Shout out to you, Grandpa.
Shout out to him. I love that.
But yeah, just truly embracing moments, right? And the one thing about memories is you can't erase them. No matter how hard you try, good, bad, and different, you can't erase them. So instead of trying to erase them, let's embrace them, you know?
I love that. Okay, so let's keep it going. So this is not going to be in any order. I'm just picking questions that I think are the most important. So the question is, what steps can you take to prioritize your physical and mental well-being as you enter a new phase of adulthood? So this can also just relate to you because I do think, yeah,
I'm leave 30 this year. Like, I can answer these questions.
no, you're not. But I do think like there are different phases of 30 because 35 too is
I don't know that feeling.
You do.
I'm not 35.
Okay, but anyways, like every birthday is just another level of
Mario. Yep, you just
your adulthood. Yeah, so like what are ways that you do or things you do to prioritize your mental and physical health?
The first thing you need to do is start writing stuff down. Like not that your memory is going away, but sometimes slowing yourself down by rehashing and relating to the information is going to really help you. So I started to write things down, especially at work, and I trust my brain. If I ever leave the house and I stop at the door and I say I'm forgetting something, I'm probably forgetting something, right? Yeah. So I'll just do a double check. I'll just make sure that I'm just always on point. Like that's one of the things that 30 has taught me. It's okay. You're not gonna be late. Double check, make sure everything's straight. And then the last thing, the most important thing that I've been doing recently is praying. Just putting things in the atmosphere, valuing the people in my life. And one of the things that I pray for is I pray for God. Like, I don't know if other people do that, but I always make it an emphasis. Like, hey, I don't know if you're having a good day.
Really? That's a different point of view.
Yeah, but I definitely want to put that prayer out there because at the end of the day, I'm not here to beg you.
Yeah.
I'm just here to just have a conversation with you. And again, I had a conversation with Pastor James, and she was telling me that no matter what, there's only one way to do prayer correctly, and that's by scripture, right? So I'm going to continue to learn a little bit more. I'm not sure if Christianity is my thing or not, but I'm gonna invest my time in it, where I can just do a little bit of learning and understanding. So that way, if I am putting that energy out in the atmosphere, if it is reciprocated, it's reciprocated for the right reasons.
Right.
So that's what I'm doing to truly, set that up in my life.
To help
in 30,
prioritize, your
and not wait till
well-being.
I'm 80. Because then it's like the time is ticking. It's like I'm trying to get to heaven. Like, no, I'm not trying to do that.
Yeah. To answer the question for me, just to bounce off of what you mentioned was the prayer. I do think prayer is huge, and it's a daily thing that you should be doing consistently. I don't think there is a correct way to pray. I do think everyone has their own relationship with God. That was something that we did talk about with Jasmine. She mentioned is just finding God and what that looks like for you. So for me, I do pray for other family members. Like that's something that I do every single night. Like I pray for their health, well-being, and that they're safe. So I do think prayers for other people do help, but I do think it is important to do it for yourself and your own life every single day because, God hears you. So, is something that's important to me. And then another thing that I do too is the writing things down. Now, my writing things down isn't really like physically pen and paper. It is through notes.
Ooh,
just
tell
because
me about it,
I always have my phone. So I'm constantly, and I'm not like texting shit out. Like I'm doing the voice thing where like it writes shit out as you talk to your phone or whatever. So sometimes it be fucking up words, but nonetheless, like it gets the point across. So yeah, those are things that I think are important.
And I think that's a really important and necessary tool for people to use, especially as we have our phones out. While I'm at work, I tell people, I don't have a problem with you taking your phone out. Use your phone. Take notes as I'm speaking to you. Because most people try to come with a pen pad and do all... You can't even, write that down fast enough.
You can't.
You can literally hold your phone as I speak, and every single word that I take, even if it's correctable, right? Because, Siri ain't perfect. She ain't me. It'll put...
Marvin caught that. I didn't because I'm like...
It'll take everything that you say so that way you have that information for later.
I want to do that though. Because when I'm in my meetings with my managers, just especially since I was gone for so long, like there's so much I gotta catch up on. I'm like writing things down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to start that voice note as we have conversation.
What I would recommend for you, so that way you're not just holding your phone at that time.
No, like put it to the side.
No, I'm saying just record it.
Yeah, but I'm just going to put my phone to the side, though, because I don't want it to look like I'm on my phone, especially with my managers.
But so many people are, like, devoid of using tools. And it's like, every time I had a meeting with a higher up, I ask them, I say, excuse me, do you mind if I just, like, take notes or, record you or something like that, because it's like, I don't want to miss this information. Like, we had a town hall meeting with the CEM or whatever it was at Mattress Firm when I was working there. And he was like taken aback that anybody would ever ask him that. Like, of course you can. I hope
he was
everyone,
surprised.
Yeah. And I'm sitting right in the front because I'm a fucking brown noser.
Yeah.
Pun intended. But I was sitting right in front, and I'm just like, right in front of him, and I'm like, I want this information because I want to be successful. So that's something super important. Like, if you want to achieve in life, you gotta take advantage over the tools.
Yes.
Stop trying to like be the greatest version of yourself doing shit the hard way.
And it goes into my next question, which is, are you satisfied with the direction of your career, or do you need to make changes to pursue your passions and fulfillment?
I want to start this one. Am I satisfied? No. I'm not satisfied because of the career, though. I'm not satisfied because I'm not built to be satisfied. I'm built to constantly seek more. I'm built to continue to hunt, right? Like, I'm the type of person where if I have enough food, then I'm still hungry. Like, I gotta keep going for more. I gotta keep going for more. And I don't want to settle and be in one place and not progress. And that's what my life is right now, is about progression. Unless I'm being an entrepreneur where I'm able to do my own business. If I'm ever working for somebody else, I got to get to the next level. Like, I don't breathe, I don't sleep, I don't live properly if I know that I can be doing something bigger and better than what I'm doing now.
Right.
And that's been a passion of mine since probably about 10 years ago. And when you don't get promoted, that's what makes you want to leave jobs. Because it's like, look at what I'm willing to do for this company. Look at all the things and all the strives that I'm trying to accomplish, and you just ignore it. Like, I don't fuck with that. I was in Target today, and I used to work at Target.
We know.
And the lines was just fucking ridiculous. And I'm like, when I was here, the lines were never ridiculous.
Was it the same Target?
It was the same Target.
Okay.
And part of it was based on how their structure is now, because they got a whole bunch of theft. So they're like, we're not going to put anybody at self-checkout. We're just going to funnel everybody through these cashiers. And
I was wondering why recently I went to Target. They had 2 security guards at the door, and like the self-checkouts were closed.
Yeah,
the
their shortage over the year has been so drastic that no one's bonusing. So when it's fucking with their money, now it's all of a sudden I want to do something about it. What they should be doing about it, if they had someone like me in position to continuously teach them how to do customer service, is you will prioritize training people. You ever been to self-checkout at a Target?
All the time.
Has anybody ever came up to you and say, hey, do you need anything?
Yes. Speaking of, it was a couple weeks ago, this old weird guy was like working the self-checkout. And because I was like into this whole, like, I want to get a new toothbrush. I want to get like the electric one and then like the sprayer shit for my gums. And that shit was expensive. It was probably like $200 for like 3 things. So I'm at self-checkout, and he comes over like real happy and friendly, talking me up or whatever. And then he like puts his hand like on my lower back.
Okay,
mind you, he's like down here. Like he's like coming up to my chest. So just flirting or whatever. And then he's like, oh, you had an issue with with my whatever I was getting, right? And then he takes the gum, right? Like the Trident gum, scans it, $5, and puts all of my shit in the bag. So $200 became $5. And I was like, oh shit. Which I felt.
And you just accepted it.
Listen. So I did feel, what's the word? Not assaulted.
Guilty? Oh.
This is not funny. But I did feel like he was doing the most harassed. I did feel harassed, but I got $200 worth of hygiene products for $5. So I was like, okay, I can live with this. So just don't go back ever again after 8 o'clock.
So the moral of the story in mine, because it's in conjunction with each other, is when you don't train people, when you don't show people the proper way of doing things, it contributes to what the issues are, right? So if I know that the self-checkout person is supposed to go in, it's supposed to be what's called guest, right? Greet, understand, engage, solve, and thank, right? Very simple stuff. And that's customer service anywhere you go on the planet. That individual didn't do that. No individuals and many targets do that.
He was trying to like caress backs and get some numbers.
And the easiest way to prevent somebody from stealing, because that's the biggest problem, is customer service. If I walk up to you,
that
and you're
was
stealing,
the guy who was working there though. I didn't steal shit. Okay.
If I notice that you're stealing something, right? Because I worked at TJ Maxx, you know when they're stealing. All you gotta do is walk up to somebody. Hey, how you doing? You need a cart? You need me to help you something? Oh, I like that shirt you got on. You want me to get you that?
Where do they usually put their stuff?
They put them in bags, like reusable bags. Sometimes they'll put it in their clothes, but you know it. Mm-hmm. So it's like when I come over there, guess what they're not doing? They're not stealing because I see them and they know I see them.
Yeah.
It's when people don't give a fuck. So these companies are continuing to promote and hire people who don't give a fuck. They're getting them in positions where it's all about making money. Mm-hmm. I tell people all the time, I would do what I do for free. The reason that I say that is because it's passion. So I'm trying to transition my successes into passions. That's why we do this podcast. And I don't mean to be long-winded, I'm going to say this and I'm going to let you go. And I'm not going to speak this into the atmosphere to not make us any money. But I would literally do this podcast with you for free. Right? Because
we've been doing.
Because we enjoy having conversations with one another.
Yeah.
Because we recognize that this is something we are passionate about.
Right. Like we like talking about these topics.
Yeah, whether people comment, like, subscribe, share, whatever the case may be, we still want to do this because we want to do it.
Yeah.
Right? And that's where my success is going to make me happy and satisfied. So you can go ahead. Okay. I forgot what the question was.
Very long-winded, but I still remember the question. So am I satisfied with my current career goals? If not, like, what are ways that I want to fulfill my passion? So as far as corporate goes, I am satisfied. I do have 2 corporate jobs, which I've mentioned in the past. One of them will eventually dissipate later this year. So I'm very content with them. Like, I'm able to do both of them during the day at the same time where they don't overlap by just scheduling busy on my calendar when I got another meeting for the other job. So it's very manageable. What?
You hustling.
I'm hustling, literally. And I'm also trading during the day. There's a lot going on, which is why I'm like, I don't really have time.
Oh, she rich.
No, not yet. Yeah, so as far as am I fulfilled? No, because like you mentioned, I'm one of those people where I'm going to keep going and keep like looking for the next best thing. And I do think like it is the trading and the stocks and stuff like that. That is my ultimate goal, to do that full time on my own time. So I'm on the path to that. It's just continuing to be consistent and sticking with it.
What would make you stop and do trading full time?
I have a price point.
Okay.
Like once I meet, and it's not even, okay, because you know how they always say, you know when it's time to transition to your entrepreneurial business once you can afford all of your expenses for the month. For me, it's not even just that. Like I want to have an additional cushion too. So my price point is, since, you know, you just asked me, but I want to make every single month 20 grand. 15 or 20 grand. If I can make that on my own through trading, I no longer want to work in corporate. But then it's also like, well, I'm getting my health benefits, and I don't want to have to pay that shit out of pocket.
If you're getting $20,000 a month, you wouldn't mind paying health benefits out of pocket?
Well, I never done it before, so I don't know what it looks like, but I've always heard it's expensive.
It's a little bit more expensive than what corporate is because they get discounts or whatnot, but it's not too crazy.
It's not too crazy, but then I'm also like, well, if I can get a part-time remote job where I'm not doing too much, but I'm only working there for the health benefits, like I would figure it out once I get there. So because I'm not there yet, I just know like this is my price point. I'm gonna keep working towards that, still doing everything until I feel comfortable to be like, yeah.
Just as I don't know too much about remote jobs, but a lot of companies, they're not going to give you no benefits with part-time work.
That is true.
So
I could keep my current job, but then that one, I mean, but because like also too with corporate, the higher you go on the ladder, the work isn't that strenuous. Like, you're in a lot of meetings and, like, you're doing a lot of project planning and talking. Like, it's very relationship based. Like, how well you can build these relationships and give people enough where they feel comfortable with you and they know your character without you feeling like that we're friends, because we're not friends. But so that's what I've been working on in my current position, because I do feel like that is one of the reasons why I got the job over. It was between me and somebody else. Like, my manager told me that, and the recruiter told me that prior to me getting my new job. They were like, they really loved your personality, and just like yes, it was how I could explain things technically, but it was just more so how I could have conversation. So that was the point where, like, they're like, let me go with her because she can talk to everybody, and that's what I want to build with them, so that I don't have to do too much, still make this amount of money, and then, you know, do my trading.
All I'm going to say is Black women in America in the workforce are so amazing. And you can always trust when you put Black women in positions of authority, positions of assertiveness, that they're going to get things done.
We're going to get shit done.
I kind of actually think that it's a backhanded compliment, because their thing is, I put a Black woman up in front of you, and she's going to do this.
But we need to take advantage of it. It's like, okay, yes, they may think she's going to be more assertive than somebody else. But if I'm that person that they trust that with, because with any job too, right? Like, you're going against like 50 or 100 other applicants. And it's usually the fight for the fittest and the one who like gets the job and they like the most. So I think if we have that advantage, take advantage of that and like really be in that role and live up to their expectations and more.
The unfortunate backside of that is the scapegoating from it, where it's like, yeah, look, we tried to put Dana up there, and she, you know, she angry Black woman did.
I think so. I think it's like, it just depends on like your work ethic. Because if I'm in my position and they have, because they already told me like they have these expectations of me to really like organize shit, which they didn't have before. So if I'm not doing shit and I'm kind of like on these meetings, missing meetings, and not like performing or giving them what they want, then I can understand if they're like, yeah, no, you're not the fit that we were looking for.
Yeah. Shout out to Black women.
Shout out to us. And that brings us, are we at the end?
No. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, perfect. Okay, so that brings us to the end. So what I was thinking was, for the happy hour moment, let us transition that into National Women's Month. Is it National? What is it called?
It's Women's History Month, and
no, I thought it was National.
It was International Women's Day on the 8th.
Okay, this is all getting cut out, by the way.
Wow, keep it in there.
No. Okay,
it's Women's History Month, the entire month of March.
So it is Women's History Month. So what I think we should do is, for the rest of this month, just give our women that we want to highlight for the month of March. And of course, it was my birthday this month. I think I did myself last year for March, so I'm not going to do that. Someone that I do want to highlight, a lot of mine is going to be personal, like people in my life that I know that I think are really like killing shit. So I would say shout out to my cousin Goddess, because she is a single mother. She has about 5 children, all under the age of, 4 under the age of 10. So she's really just like pushing herself to be a ideal version of a mom for them. And I really admire that. And I think that's super dope. She's been working in corporate for the past few years, and she's finally made the decision that like she don't want to work in corporate anymore, and she's going to pursue options trading. So she's also going to be doing like trading and stuff. So we were having a conversation about that. But I just think it's amazing. They do live in the Bronx, and not the best,
the BX borough.
Not the best area, but she's trying. Like, she's really trying, and she does it all herself.
Yes.
And she takes them all to school every single morning, and she's just a very active mother. So shout out to you. I love you, and that's for you.
But I want to give a huge shout out to women's college basketball.
Yes, queen, yes, queen, yes, queen.
Now, I don't know if you pay attention to women's college basketball. I would make the assumption that you don't.
Nope.
But nobody's paying attention to men's basketball right now, because it's not interesting. But on the women's side, we've talked about Angel Reese already when it comes to NIL deals. We've also talked about just the modern strides that women are taking in terms of athletics. Caitlin Clark, who's a young white girl, but she's really like galvanizing the entire sport to the point where you're getting black versus white, you're getting rich versus poor, you're getting a whole lot of like different conversations going. And then we also got Juju Watkins, who is a freshman at USC, who's doing amazing things. The reason I'm shouting out the girls right now is because it's reminding me a lot of how the NBA transitioned with Magic Johnson and Larry Bird as the Angel Reese and the Caitlin Clark. And then you got Michael Jordan and Juju Watkins in the backside. I just love that women in sports, especially as Title IX is starting to get kind of like disregarded, along with other things like affirmative action and different stuff like that. Why are you laughing?
You was like the 9 something.
Title IX is
Title
not
IX.
basketball. That's government. It's basically allows women sports to be on an equal playing field as men's.
Either way, I wasn't.
It's okay. I got you. That's what we're here for. Podcasts are for education, you know.
And entertainment.
But shout out to all the girls that are doing really, really big things. This is March Madness is coming. Dana, she loves to do options trading, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put her on FanDuel so we can do some options, and we're going to figure out how we're going to make this money.
That's not the same.
It's close enough.
It's not, but I have done options trading for DraftKings. And I hate trading DraftKings because, like, that's a consumer stock where it fluctuates based off people using it, and it can literally just stop.
But you know how you was talking about basketball?
Around like every other day, so it's not something I would recommend getting into. Stay with the technology because NVIDIA, if you know, you know.
I don't know. That's why I'm looking at you. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, NVIDIA. That's it. Yes.
And NVIDIA got one of my favorite songs, "Don't Mess with Your Man" or "Her Man."
What?
NVIDIA, don't mess with my man.
NVIDIA is a technology company.
Don't mess.
That's Nevaeh.
Oh, close enough. But if you want to join this podcast and you want to sit in this beautiful invisible seat that's in between us, we will always recommend you hitting up WOAWpod@gmail.com.
Yes, and if you do get selected, don't wait until the day before to cancel on us.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, because I went out of my way to buy this wallpaper pattern. Wallpaper pattern button-up shirt so we can have some nice, feng shui. So we
had an outline that was about 15 questions long.
Dana was just talking in her phone, talking about if you were a societal engineer, what would you do?
Shut up. Okay, guys, we are going to wrap it up here. Thank you for joining us and tuning in this week, and we will see you on the next one.
We outside.
We out.